Hello viewers, welcome back to Godfrey Mumbi Academy, and today I'm going to answer Math 2022 paper 1 from question 1 to question 4. So without wasting much of the time, let's start. In the first place, we have been given question 1, which states that evaluate in brackets 3 over 4 to the power negative 2. Okay, so we have question 1. Evaluate 3 over 2 in brackets, which is raised to the power negative 2. Okay, so whenever you hear the word evaluate, like I said in my first videos, the word evaluate means find the value of. So in this case, since we've been told to evaluate this equation, it means we've been told to find the value of this equation. So now the first thing that you have to consider when evaluating, it is the power. So, and in this case we have the power, which is negative 2. So now the first thing that you have to consider, apart from the power, it is where the power is, whether it is outside the brackets or it is not outside the brackets. So in our case, it is outside the brackets. So when you see that the power is outside the brackets, what should come in your mind is that everything that is inside the brackets should be raised to the same power which is outside the brackets. So now, before you do that, the first step when you start answering, you should check whether the power is positive or negative. And in our case, we've been provided with negative 2. So you can't proceed whilst the power is negative, meaning you have to get rid of this negative. Now, how can you get rid of this negative? So that's the first step. So we are going to get rid of this negative. So the procedure that we use, the formula that we use, it is just simple. You have to consider what you have been provided inside the brackets. So in this case, we've been provided with 3 over 2. So if you want to get rid of this negative, you have to swap the numerator and the denominator, which is inside the brackets. So in this case, since we have 3 over 2, we are going to say 2 over 3. So I've just swapped the numerator and the denominator. Here the 2 comes on top and the 3 comes downwards. And whenever you just do this, it means you've gotten rid of the negative, and we just remain with positive 2 as our power. So that is the first step. You have to get rid of the what? Of the negative sign. How? By swapping the numerator and the denominator. The second step, like I said, you have now to raise everything that is inside the brackets with the power which is outside the brackets, meaning we are going to have 2 raised to the power 2 over 3 raised to the power 2 as well. So we are going to have 2 to the power 2, this is 4, and 3 to the power 2, this is what? This is 9. So we are going to have 4 over 9 as our answer. Okay, this is how we go about this question. Question 2, we've been told to factorize completely. So now we've been told to factorize completely. So in this case, we've been given this equation: 2ax plus 4ay minus 3bx minus 6by. Then we've been told to factorize completely. So the first thing that you have to consider when factorizing completely, you have to correct the like terms. You have to collect the like terms. So now, when collecting the like terms, you have to consider the variables, the letters that are with the numbers. And in this case, you have to check the similar letters, then you should put them together. And also on this side, the similar letters, you have to put them together. So in this case, you can just use any variable, and in this case I'm going to consider x. So I'm going to put together each and every number which has x. So I'm going to write 2ax. Then another number which has x, it is 3. So I'm going to get all of this, and then I'm going to write negative 3bx. After that, then I've remained with 4ay and negative 6by. Even this, I'm going to put them together. So I have positive 4ay minus 6by. So if you've just considered very well, I've just collected the like terms. Everything that has x, I've put them together here. Then on this side, everything that has y, I've also put them together. That's the first step. The second step now, you need to factorize. In fact, when you reach this step, if you want, you can separate them by putting them in brackets. Yeah, by putting them in brackets. So these, they are in brackets. These also, they are in brackets, meaning we have two pairs. So now, the first thing, when you reach this stage, you have to factor out. You have to factor out. Now, how do you factor out? So you have to consider the numbers. In this case, we have 2 and 3. Which number can go in both 2 and in 3 without leaving a remainder? So in this case, we only have 1, and 1 we do not consider it. So we are going to go to the variables. Which variable is on both sides, here and here? It is x. So we are going to have x here, then open brackets. Then we are going to say x into 2ax. So this x is going to cancel with this one. We are going to remain with 2a. Here we are going to have 2a minus, then x into negative 3bx. Even here, x is going to cancel with this one. Then we are going to remain with negative 3b. So we are going to have negative 3b. Then when we come this side, it is just the same thing. So we are going to find the number which can go both into 4 and into 6. So the number which can go both into 4 and into 6, it is 2. So we are going to say 2 into 4, we are going to have positive 2. Then apart from that, we are going to see the variable which is on both sides, here and here. So we have y. So we are going to write 2y. Then we are going to open the brackets. Then we are going to say 2y into 4ay. Positive 2y into positive 4ay. So we are going to say 2 into 4. It is 2. Then this y is going to cancel with this y, meaning we are going to remain with a here. So we are going to have 2a minus, we are going to say 2 into positive 2y into negative 6b, negative 6by. So we are going to say 2 into negative 6, it is negative 3. Then this y is going to cancel with this y. We are going to remain with b here. Okay, and we are going to close the brackets after this. So when you just reach this step, you can be sure whether you are on the right track or you are on the wrong track. And how can you be sure? Just by looking on what is inside the brackets. If you see that the numbers that are inside the brackets are different, then just know that you've gotten the question wrong. Unless what is inside the brackets here and here, they are same. So like in this case, we have 2a minus 3b. Even here we have 2a minus 3b. So the next step that you have to take now, you have to get everything that is outside the brackets and put them together. So we are going to have x here plus 2y, which is here. Then we are going to put them in brackets. Then we also have, so between the two, these that are in the brackets, we are just going to get 1. So we are going to have 2a minus 3b. And this is how we go about this question. This is how we go about this question, meaning you factorized completely. Okay, this is question 2. Let's go to question 3. Okay, so question 3, we've been taught to simplify. So simplify the equation 3 open brackets 4x minus 5 close the brackets, then plus 2. So simplify simply means make it simple. So question 3, we've been taught to simplify this equation, meaning we've been taught to make this equation simple. So how can you make this equation simple? So we follow what we call BODMAS. So we follow BODMAS. So we have B, the brackets of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So whenever we are dealing with these questions, this is the procedure. So what BODMAS says, if the equation that you've been provided with has the brackets, which stands the brackets for B, it means the first thing you have to get rid of those brackets, then followed by division. If in the equation there is division, you have to deal with it, then followed by multiplication, then addition, lastly by subtraction. That's how we go about these questions. So in this case, since we have the brackets, so we are going to get rid of the brackets. Now how do we get rid of the brackets? Simply by multiplying everything that is outside the brackets with everything that is inside the brackets. So in this case, we are going to multiply these 3 by everything that is inside the bracket. So we are going to say 3 multiplied by 4x, so we are going to have 12x. Then 3 multiplied by negative 5, we are going to have negative 15. Then here we have positive 2. So the first thing, we've gotten rid of the brackets, so we don't have any division sign here. So we are going to go to addition. So we have 12x, so we are going to add negative 15 plus 2, and this is negative 11. And these, they are not like terms. This one has a variable, this one has not any variable, meaning this is the destination, and this, it means you've made this equation simple. All right, this is question 3. Let's go to question 4. So question 4, we've been told to solve the equation. Solve the equation 4y squared minus 8y is equal to 0. Okay, so we've been told to solve the equation. So now, how do we solve this equation? The procedure is just simple. The first thing, you have to factorize this equation. You have to factor it out. So how do we factor it out? How do we factorize? The same procedure that we used on question 2. We are going to find the number which can go into both 4 and 8 without leaving a remainder, and this is 4. So we are going to say 4, then open the brackets. In fact, before opening the brackets, we are going to say 4, then 4 into 4, it is 1, but we do not write 1. So we are going to say 4 into 4y squared. So we are going to have 1, but we do not write 1. Then when we have 4 here, we are going to look for a variable which is both sides here and here, and this is y. Here you can't write y squared, because here we only have y, meaning the one which is common, it is y and not y squared, because this y is both this side and this side. So we are going to have 4y, and 4y, this is what is common in this equation, both here and here. Okay, then the second thing, now you have to open the brackets. Then you have to say 4y into 4y squared, meaning you're going to say 4 into 4, it is 1. Then here we have 2 y's, and here we only have 1 y, meaning this y is going to cancel with one of the 2 y's, and we are going to remain with only 1 y. Then we are going to say 4y into 8y. So 4 into 8, it is what? 4 into 8, it is 2. Then this y is going to cancel with this y, meaning here we are just going to have only 2. Yeah, because this y is going to cancel with this one, and 4 into 8, it is what? It is 2. So 4 into 8, it is 2, and since here there is a negative, we are going to have negative 2, and we are going to close the brackets. Then all this we are going to equate it to 0 that we have here. Alright, then when you reach this stage, the second procedure now, you have to get everything that is outside the brackets and equate it to 0. Then everything that is inside the brackets also, you should equate it to what? To 0. So we have 4y outside the brackets, we are going to equate it to 0. Oh, then we have y minus 2. This one we are going to equate it also to what? To 0. Then here we are going to say over 4 over 4. 4 into 4, it's 1. So we are going to remain with y here. 0 divided by 4, it is 0. So this is our first answer. Then the second answer, we are going to have y. When this 2 comes here, comes this side, we are going to have positive 2. So we have two answers. We have y is equal to 0 and y is equal to 2. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.